Basketball is a game of skill, strategy, and precision. But nothing electrifies the crowd quite like a perfect shot. From downtown threes to mid-range jumpers, shooting is the heart and soul of the sport. It's what separates the good from the great, and the great from the legendary. I just spend a stupid amount of time doing this. But I went through the record books, analyzed countless hours of footage, and consulted with experts to bring you the definitive list of the NBA's 10 best shooters ever. My criteria: pure shooting ability, consistency over their careers, and the ability to hit shots when it matters most. We're talking about players who struck fear into defenders' hearts the moment they touched the ball, to reveal the sharpshooters who've left their mark on NBA history. From long-range bombers to clutch performers, these are the players who've elevated shooting to an art form. In 10th place, we have the German sharpshooter, Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk completely changed the game with his unique shooting style. At 7 feet tall, this guy could shoot like a guard. His silky smooth jumper was a nightmare for defenders. How do you stop a giant who can rain threes? Let's talk numbers. Dirk's stats are mind-blowing. 3-point percentage, 38%. Free throw percentage, 87.9%. Total points, 31,560, 6th all-time. But Dirk's signature move? The one-legged fadeaway? This shot was pure magic. He'd back down his defender, lift that leg, and boom, nothing but net. It was practically unguardable. Dirk changed the power forward position forever. Before him, big men stayed near the basket. But Dirk, he stretched the floor like a rubber band. Suddenly, power forwards had to guard the perimeter. It opened up the game in ways we'd never seen before. When it came to clutch performances, Dirk was money in the bank. Remember the 2011 playoffs? He was on fire. He led the Dallas Mavericks to their first ever championship, taking down the mighty Miami Heat. In the finals, he averaged 26 points and 9.7 rebounds per game. Just your typical stepping up when it matters. Dirk's hands down one of the best shooting big men ever. He proved that size and shooting touch could go hand in hand. He paved the way for the modern stretch four, big guys who can shoot from anywhere on the court. But it wasn't just about the shooting. His work ethic was legendary. He spent countless hours perfecting his craft. Let's not forget his loyalty. He played all 21 seasons with the Mavericks. 21 people. Dirk's impact on the game goes beyond the numbers. He inspired a whole generation of European players to dream big. He showed that you could come from overseas and dominate the NBA. 9th place, we've got the three-point specialist extraordinaire, Kyle Korver. If you're looking for a guy who can rain threes like it's nobody's business, Korver's your man. This guy was born to shoot from downtown. He's not just good at it, he's a master of the art. Let's talk numbers, because with Korver, they're mind-blowing. Career three-point percentage, 42.9%. Led the league in three-point percentage 4 times. 2009 to the 10 season. Hit an insane 53.6% from beyond the arc. And what about Korver's catch-and-shoot game? Pure poetry in motion. He could catch the ball and release it faster than you could blink. Defenders would turn their heads for a split second, and boom, 3 points on the board. And let's talk about his off-ball movement. This guy never stopped moving. He'd run circles around defenders, weaving through screens, always finding that perfect spot to get open. Basically a ballet dancer on the basketball court. Korver's quick release was legendary. He didn't need much space or time to get his shot off. Just a sliver of daylight, and that ball was up and on its way to the basket. It was a nightmare for defenders trying to close out on him. What's truly impressive about Korver is his longevity and consistency. We're talking about a guy who played 17 seasons in the NBA. And he wasn't just hanging around, he was a threat from beyond the arc right up until his final game. Korver's impact on the game goes beyond his personal stats. He changed the way teams played offense. With him on the court, defenses had to stretch out to the three-point line, opening up space for his teammates to operate. He was like a human floor spacer. Teams would design entire offensive strategies around Korver's shooting. They'd run him off multiple screens, use him as a decoy, or have him spot up in the corner. Just his presence on the court made life easier for his teammates. Korver brought that sharpshooting to the playoffs too. In the 2015 playoffs, he shot a blistering 49.2% from 3. That's clutch performance right there. His shooting was so respected that he became the go-to guy for teaching shooting form. Coaches would tell their players, "Watch Kyle Korver, that's how you shoot a basketball." In 8th place, we've got the beard himself, James Harden, the ultimate scoring machine. Harden's got a style all his own. He's like a magician with the ball, leaving defenders scratching their heads. His signature move? The step back three. It's a thing of beauty. 1 second he's there, the next he's draining a three in your face. Moving on to the numbers, because with Harden, they're off the charts. Career three-point percentage, 36.3%. Free throw percentage, 86.5%. Points per game, 24.7. This guy is the king of volume shooting. He's not afraid to put up shots, and lots of them. In the 2018-19 season, he averaged a whopping 36.1 points per game. That's more than some entire teams score in a quarter. Harden's impact on the game? Huge. He's changed the way teams defend. You can't give him an inch of space, or he'll make you pay. And if you get too close, he'll draw the foul faster than you can blink. Speaking of fouls, Harden's a master at getting to the line. It's like he's got a magnetic attraction to the free throw line. And once he's there, it's money in the bank. He's one of the best free throw shooters in the league. But don't think Harden's just a one-trick pony. This guy's got offensive versatility for days. He can score from anywhere on the court. Drive to the hoop? Check. Mid-range jumper? You bet. Three-pointer from way downtown? No problem. And let's not forget his playmaking skills. Harden's not just a scorer, he's a facilitator too. He's got eyes in the back of his head, finding teammates for easy buckets when defenses collapse on him. Harden's style might not be pretty to some, but it's darn effective. He's a scoring champion, an MVP, and one of the most unstoppable offensive forces the game has ever seen. James Harden, the step-back king, the foul-drawing wizard, the volume shooting extraordinaire. He might be number 8 on our list, but he's number 1 in the hearts of Houston fans everywhere. In 7th place, we've got the Boston Celtics icon, Larry Bird, the ultimate basketball genius. Bird played in a different era, the three-point line was still new, but Larry Legend made it his playground. He was draining threes when most players were still figuring out where the line was. Let's talk numbers. Career three-point percentage, 37.6%. Field goal percentage, 49.6%. Clutch shooting? Off the charts. Bird had a basketball IQ that was through the roof. He could read the court like it was an open book. He always knew where everyone was and where they were going to be. And let's talk about mental toughness. Bird was as tough as they come. He'd play through injuries that would sideline other players. Nothing could keep him off the court when the game was on the line. Speaking of clutch performances, Bird was Mr. Clutch himself. He lived for those big moments. Fourth quarter, game on the line. That's when Larry Bird was at his best. He'd hit shots that would make your jaw drop. And don't forget the trash talking. Bird wasn't just beating you on the scoreboard, he was getting in your head too. He'd tell defenders exactly what he was going to do, then do it anyway. Talk about next-level confidence, with a smile. Bird's impact on the game was huge. He helped push the NBA towards more perimeter play. Before Bird, big men dominated near the basket, but Larry showed that a forward could dominate from anywhere on the court. Bird is hands down one of the most versatile forwards ever. He could shoot, pass, rebound, defend. He did it all. He wasn't the fastest or the highest jumper, but he outsmarted everyone on the court. 3 straight MVP awards? Check. 3 championships? Check. Olympic gold medal? Of course. Bird's resume is as stacked as they come. So there you have it, folks. Larry Bird, the sharpshooter, the trash talker, the basketball genius. A true legend of the game. In 6th place, we've got the Slim Reaper himself, Kevin Durant. The perfect scoring machine on stilts. KD's got a combo that's rarer than a 4-leaf clover. The height of a center with the skills of a guard. At 6'10", or 7 feet, depending on who you ask, he's got a wingspan that makes defenders weep. Let's talk numbers, because with Durant, they're off the charts. Career three-point percentage, 38.6%. Field goal percentage, 49.9%. Scoring titles, 4. That's right, and it wasn't all just formalities and stats with him. His release point? It's in the stratosphere. Defenders might as well be trying to block the sun. When Durant rises up for a shot, it's practically unblockable. Efficiency? Durant's got it in spades. He can score from anywhere on the court. Mid-range, butter, three-pointer, splash. At the rim, slam. When it comes to clutch performances, KD's got ice in his veins. Remember those back-to-back finals MVPs with the Warriors? He was dropping daggers like it was nothing. Game on the line? Give it to KD and watch the magic happen. He's the prototype for the modern unicorn player. A big man who can shoot, handle the ball, and move like a guard? That's KD's music. He's inspired a whole generation of tall sharpshooters. Durant's not just coasting on talent, he's in the gym, perfecting that silky smooth jumper, day in and day out. That's why he's been at the top of his game for so long. Kevin Durant, the lanky sniper, the scoring savant, the unicorn prototype, a true master of the art of shooting. In fifth place, we've got Dame DOLLA himself, Damian Lillard. This guy's mostly known in the NBA circles as the perfect long-range assassin. Lillard's got a range that's out of this world. He's not just shooting threes, he's shooting from the parking lot. Career three-point percentage, 37.2%. Clutch shooting? Off the charts. Logo shots made? Too many to count. This guy's got ice in his veins. He's not afraid to take the tough shots when it matters most. Fourth quarter, game on the line, that's Dame time, baby. You can't give him an inch of space, even if he's halfway to half court. He's single-handedly extended the range of NBA offenses. Moving on to that clutch gene, Dame's got more game winners than most players have highlight reels. Remember that shot against OKC? Paul George called it a bad shot. Turns out there's no such thing as a bad shot for Dame. But Lillard's not just about the flashy plays. He's a leader through and through. He's been the heart and soul of the Portland Trail Blazers since day one. In an era of super teams and player movement, Dame's loyalty to one franchise is something special. Dame's not just a great shooter, he's a great player and a great person. He's using his platform to make a difference, both on and off the court. Whether he's dropping bars in the studio or dropping buckets on the court, Dame's always giving it his all. In fourth place, we've got the sharpshooter extraordinaire, Reggie Miller, also known as the perfect human execution of a walking, talking flamethrower. Miller played in an era when the three-point shot was still finding its place in the game, but Reggie? He made it his personal playground. Let's talk numbers. Career three-point percentage, 39.5%. Free throw percentage, 88.8%. Total three-pointers made, 2,560, second all-time when he retired. Miller had a killer instinct that was off the charts. He lived for those big moments. He'd come off screens, catch the ball, and boom. 3 points on the board before the defender even knew what hit them. Miller's off-ball movement was a thing of beauty. He never stopped moving, constantly weaving through screens, finding that perfect spot to get open. It was like watching a master chess player, always 3 moves ahead of everyone else on the court. Remember the 1994 Eastern Conference Finals? Miller scored 25 points in the fourth quarter against the Knicks, including 5 three-pointers in just 7 minutes. That's the stuff of legends, folks. Or how about the 1995 playoff game against the Knicks again? 8 points in 8.9 seconds. That's not just clutch, that's superhuman. Miller didn't just beat you on the scoreboard, he broke your spirit. Miller helped push the NBA towards more perimeter-oriented play. Before Miller, the three-point shot was seen as a gimmick. But Reggie showed that it could be a deadly weapon. His battles with the New York Knicks are the stuff of NBA lore. Miller vs. the Knicks wasn't just a matchup, it was theater. He thrived on the big stage of Madison Square Garden, earning the nickname, the Knick Killer. Miller's legacy? He's one of the most clutch performers in NBA history. He may not have the championship rings of some others on this list, but his impact on the game is undeniable. He paved the way for the three-point revolution we're seeing in today's NBA. And let's not forget his longevity. Miller played all 18 seasons of his career with the Indiana Pacers. In an era of player movement, that kind of loyalty is rare. He became synonymous with Pacers basketball, the face of the franchise, for nearly 2 decades. Miller's shooting form was textbook perfect. Young players today still study his technique. The way he squared his body, his perfect balance, the high release point, it was all poetry in motion. In third place, we've got Jesus Shuttlesworth himself, Ray Allen. Let's talk numbers. Career three-point percentage, 40.0%. Total three-pointers made, 2,973. First all-time when he retired. Free throw percentage, 89.4%. Allen's shooting mechanics were a work of art. His quick release, faster than a hiccup. He could catch and shoot before defenders even realized he had the ball. This guy played 18 seasons in the NBA, and he was a threat right up until his final game. Moving on to some of his most amazing clutch performances. Remember Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals? 5.2 seconds left, Heat down by 3, championship on the line. Allen backpedals to the corner, catches the pass, and boom! Ties the game, saving Miami's season. That shot? It's etched in NBA history forever. But Ray wasn't just about the big moments. He was a model of consistency. He'd come to practice hours early, putting up hundreds of shots before his teammates even arrived. That's the kind of dedication it takes to be one of the best. He helped usher in the three-point revolution we're seeing in today's NBA. Before Ray, the three was seen as a bonus. He showed that it could be a primary weapon. And let's not forget his versatility. Sure, he was known for his threes, but Ray could score from anywhere on the court. He could change the game with just a handful of attempts. His shot preparation was legendary too. The way he'd come off screens, square his body in midair, and release in one fluid motion, it was basketball ballet. Allen's impact went beyond just his own teams. He forced defenses to change their entire strategy. You couldn't leave him open for a split second, which opened up the floor for his teammates. And how about his playoff performances? Ray showed up when it mattered most. In the 2008 finals, he set a record with 7 three-pointers in Game 6, helping the Celtics clinch the title. Let's not forget his role in popularizing the corner three. That shot? It's become a staple of modern NBA offenses, and Ray was one of the first to truly weaponize it. He was known for his strict routines, both in practice and before games. Ray wasn't just a great shooter, he was a great teammate too. He sacrificed personal stats for team success, especially later in his career. That's the kind of player every championship team needs. His impact on young shooters can't be overstated. A whole generation of players grew up wanting to shoot like Ray Allen. He set the standard for what great shooting looks like. In second place, we've got Klay Thompson. Klay's shooting form is so perfect, it looks like it was engineered in a lab. Let's talk numbers. Career three-point percentage, 41.6%. NBA record for most three-pointers in a game, 14. Career playoff three-point percentage, 41.3%. Klay's catch-and-shoot ability is otherworldly. He can go from catching the ball to releasing it faster than you can blink. Defenders barely have time to react before the ball's already swishing through the net. And let's talk about those explosive scoring nights. Remember that game against the Bulls in 2018? 52 points in 27 minutes, including 14 threes. That's nuclear. When he's in the zone, it's like watching a video game. He once scored 37 points in a single quarter against the Kings. And just to set things clear, Klay is most definitely not just a one-trick pony. This guy's defense is elite too. He can lock down the opponent's best perimeter player and then turn around and drop 30 on the other end. He's the perfect two-way player. As one half of the Splash Brothers with Steph Curry, he's changed the way the game is played. They've stretched the floor so far, they've got defenders guarding them from the parking lot. And let's not forget his role in the Warriors dynasty. 3 championships, 5 straight finals appearances. Klay was a crucial part of one of the greatest runs in NBA history. Without his shooting and defense, that dynasty doesn't exist. He doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. He's constantly moving off ball, setting screens, and creating space for his teammates. That's the kind of player every championship team needs. His mental toughness is off the charts too. Remember when he tore his ACL in the 2019 finals, then came back and hit 2 free throws before leaving the game? Klay's shooting isn't just accurate, it's efficient. In first place, we've got the baby-faced assassin himself, Curry. The official walking basketball revolution on 2 legs. It's like he invented a whole new sport. He's changed the way basketball is played, from the playground to the pros. Before Steph, taking a 30-footer was basketball blasphemy. Now, it's just Tuesday. Let's talk numbers. Career three-point percentage, 42.8%. Total three-pointers made, 3,390, and counting. Single season record, 402 threes in 2015-16. Curry's range is basically unlimited at this point. He's pulling up from the logo, from half court, probably from the parking lot if you let him. Defenders have to guard him the moment he crosses half court. And that quick release? Blink, and you'll miss it. It's like he's playing on fast forward while everyone else is in slow motion. His off-the-dribble shooting is otherworldly. He's crossing guys up, stepping back, and draining threes like it's nothing. It's not fair, folks. Curry's impact goes way beyond his own stats. He's changed how entire NBA offenses operate. Teams are shooting more threes than ever, spacing the floor like never before. And it's all because of this 6'3" guy from Davidson. And let's talk about how he's changed defensive strategies. Teams have had to completely rethink how they guard the pick and roll. You can't go under screens against Curry, that's basketball suicide. But go over, and he's blowing by you for a layup. It's a lose-lose situation for defenders. Steph's not just a great shooter. The way he moves off ball, constantly in motion, creates so many opportunities for his teammates. His impact on young players is immeasurable. He's made it cool to be the little guy who can shoot the lights out. And let's not forget his clutch performances. Remember that game winner against OKC from way downtown? Or his 33-point quarter against the Clippers? When Steph gets hot, it's not a game anymore, it's a show. He's changed the math of basketball. A 40% three-pointer is worth more than a 50% two-pointer. Steph understood this before anyone else, and he's exploited it to the tune of multiple MVPs and championships. His gravity on the court is unmatched. Even when he's not shooting, he's affecting the game. Defenders are so scared of his shot that they'll leave their man to double team him 30 feet from the basket. That's respect. There you have it, folks. We've just run through the 10 greatest sharpshooters to ever grace an NBA court. From Dirk's one-legged fadeaway to Steph's logo shots, these players have redefined what it means to be a shooter in the NBA. Who knows, maybe in a few years, we'll be seeing half-court shots as a regular part of offensive schemes. One thing's for sure, the art of shooting will continue to evolve, and we can't wait to see what comes next.